Hello everyone, how's it going? And welcome to today's Wild Rift video. Now, instead of me kind of telling you why Janna is underrated and kind of telling you that all these things about Janna is really strong right now, why don't I just show you why Janna is super underrated at the moment, and I think one of the best supports out there. As I mentioned previously in another video where I was talking about the best champions at the moment in every lane, I was talking about Janna being one of the best peeling supports, but also being one of the best playmaking supports as well, which I think a lot of people don't really do with Janna. They think of Janna as like, oh, okay, I just need to sit back, I need to protect my AD carry, I need to use my tornadoes. But if you're able to predict the enemy movement with your tornadoes, and if you're able to stop any sort of engage or any sort of ultimates, like you'll see in this game that I actually stopped Diana's ultimate numerous amount of times in this game, which basically saved my entire team. Now with the build with Janna as well, you can see, you can see the early start here, double knock up straight away. I mean, look at that, what a great start, double knock up. The positioning as well of Janna before I get into the build is also super important, making sure that you have that right position and you put your tornado in the right position as well, so you can knock up multiple enemy champions is so crucial. Like that double knock up there was absolutely huge. Anyway, back to talking about the build as well. I showed you the build at the start of the video, but with the build with most supports nowadays, you still want to go for Harmonic Echo. The great thing about Janna is that you can shield two of your closest allies, but then you can also heal you know, two of your closest allies as well with Harmonic Echo. It is a bit more expensive, but it's okay, to be fair. I think it's okay that you can go for Diana yoinked the skull crab. That was kind of funny, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of funny. A little bit of predicting the movement again there of the Diana. Didn't unfortunately knock up the Diana, but I knocked up everyone else. I don't think Lilia got the kill though, unfortunately, which is a bit unfortunate. You can see here that I'm trying to kind of predict the movement of these champions. I was kind of scared that I was going to get knocked up then, so I flashed away. I don't think we're going to get anything more here, unfortunately. We get more kill here, but we get nothing else on the Yasuo. But by the way, my movement this game, I've just realized, is pretty damn insane. I can't really dodge this though, unfortunately. I mean, unfortunately, I think I'm going to die here. Yeah. I can't dodge that. It's kind of difficult to dodge Yasuo that jumps into melee range, but my movement's pretty damn clean this game. I'm never really going to talk about the build, am I? I guess that's kind of why I really need that build section at the start of videos. Maybe I'll start doing that again. Yeah, Harmonic Echo, you're going to see me go for it as the first item. Like I said, a bit more expensive, but still really strong item. And kind of after Harmonic Echo, it kind of depends on what you want to do and who you want to buff on your team. Like this game, for example, I have champions like Xayah and Yone, so I really want to go for Ardent Center to give them the extra attack speed. That will be really nice. Double knock up again, by the way, onto the Tristana and the Leona. Holy moly, I am popping off this game. Do you know, I never realized actually how much I popped off this game. You know how sometimes you play a game, you think it's kind of standard, you're like, yeah, I'm doing okay, I'm doing pretty good. I'm bloody popping off this game. Yeah, I want to get Echo, and then yeah, this game I'm gonna go for Ardent Sensor because I have a Xayah, I have a Yone. But if you have champions that don't benefit a lot from attack speeds, then you can go for Staff of Flame Water second item as well, which also gives you some more stats as well. Gives you things like the extra mana, the ability power, and also the ability haste as well at the same time. So what I did here is I kind of baited the enemy. I put a pink ward in this bush down here, and I was like, they don't have vision of me, and they're going to go straight onto Xayah straight away. And that's exactly what they did. They went straight onto Xayah, and then I was in the bush waiting for them to go for that engage. I stopped the Tristana knock-up as well, or the knock-up. I should not knock-up, sorry. The jump. I stopped the Tristana jump with my ultimate, so Tristana couldn't jump onto my Xayah. I also tried to predict the tornado as well and predict the knockback of my ultimate, but it didn't really work out too well. But still, it was enough to get a double kill in the end. We can just go back to base and spend all of our juicy money. So this is what I mean by kind of being more of a playmaker with Janna. You can see this game that, I mean, yes, I'm still peeling my AD carry, but I'm making so many crazy plays, you know, double knockups, kind of baiting the enemy to jump in, stopping so many abilities as well, you know, things like the Tristana jump, for example, and you'll see a little bit later on as well, but things like stopping abilities for coming in, things like that as well. And there's so many different ways in which Janna can be more than just appealing support. She could be more of a engaged support as well, more of a carry support as well, which is really, really nice. See here that the I mean, I still don't know how I feel about Janna's rework. I think Janna's rework overall has been pretty decent. I don't think it's been too bad. The only thing I hate is that you can't decide where your shield goes now. I was really hoping that they would keep it so you can decide where your shield goes, because at the moment, like if I like in this game, for example, I want to make sure I shield Xayah every single time. But sometimes it's a little bit difficult when there's enemies that are lower HP around me. They're going to get the shield instead of Xayah. Now, even though Xayah is full HP, I still want to give her the shield instead of like a really low health Yone, for example. I went a bit too deep here. Yeah, I kind of flashed in. It was a bit of a limit test. I don't know what Yone was doing, by the way. Yone completely missed the ulti and then started to farm the wave, and then also just decided to completely run it down anyway. Yeah, I have no idea what the Yone was thinking there. It was like, oh, let's miss the ultimate, but let's not help the team. Let's just farm the wave in bot lane anyway. Not too sure why the Lilia didn't come to the dragon, because we won that fight in mid lane. And I thought it was a lot better there to take the dragon over the Rift Herald, but we kind of split in terms of, I guess, communication, which is going to happen in the solo queue game. You know, you're going to split communication sometimes. Some people are going to go in, some people are going to disengage as well. It's just one of them things. And unfortunately, Diana was at the dragon and not the herald, because me and Xayah both thought, well, I'm assuming that Xayah thought, as this is solo queue, but I'm assuming Xayah thought that Janna was also at the Rift Herald, which is what I thought as well. So we do the dragon and then they could do the Rift Herald and secure the Rift Herald. But unfortunately, the Diana stole the dragon, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's quite okay. Use the ultimate to knock back Yasuo underneath my tower. Another nice kill there for us. I think this is the play where I actually, if you watch the Diana here, I think I stopped the Diana. Is it this play or is it another play? I don't know. Look at this knock up though. 3-person knock up, and then I knock up the Leona and the Tristana. By the way, this Tristana, I don't know if this Tristana's been walking into my tornadoes or not, but I don't know. Look at this. Predict the tornado onto the Diana as well. Okay, I didn't stop her ulti this time, but I still aimed my tornado in that direction so I could proc Glacial Augment on the Diana as well. I have been such a huge carry in this game. I don't really go a lot in my videos, but this is probably one of the best games I think I played in a long time. Except for that, we don't talk about that flash in bot lane. That flash in bot side jungle, yeah, we don't talk about that. Not too sure what the Leona's doing here. I mean, maybe Leona thought that she could kill me or kill the Xayah or something, but nope. I got shielding. I got my knockups. My tornadoes this game have been kind of crazy. Yeah, we're going for Ardent Sensor as the second item because we really want to kind of buff up the Xayah. Maybe not the Yone as much, as we've seen already that the Yone is a little bit, yeah, kind of weird. Mainly just buffing up the Xayah this game. That's kind of my goal this game, is just buff up the Xayah, make sure Xayah is protected at all times, and then try and do everything else in between as well. You can see here, we're just kind of sieging in the mid lane at the moment. Again, double knock up onto Leona, and there's not really much that they can do. I think this is the, nope, this is not the time where I stopped the Diana. I still was able to keep my Xayah alive. There you go. Keep my Xayah alive with the ultimate, keep the shielding going as well. I stopped Diana from engaging a bit further than what she was going to. I think it was actually my Yone that time that stopped the Diana ultimate, which was really, really clean. This game has been pretty flawless. I've already died 2 times, one in lane, which we got a few kills anyway, and then once when me flashing too far forward. This game is pretty insane. Tristana's trying to push a bot lane, but Tristana's not really going to do too much. I kind of like the movement speed that you get with Janna's second ability. You can kind of roam a little bit more with Janna's second ability. I think the only downside with it now is that you don't get the slow anymore from the second ability if you poke down enemy champions. It's just basically the damage that you get now. You don't get the single target slow. You can hit multiple enemy champions, but I don't think it's worth it in the end, in my opinion. I really want to stay here and try and get the extra gold. I went a little bit too far here again, to be fair. I still predicted the tornado, by the way. But yeah, I went a bit too far. This was my fault. I walked into the river with no vision. I walked into this bush here with no vision, completely my fault. I mean, I think if everyone else was there, we probably would have done fine. But yeah, I mean, we're slowly starting to lose a bit of control here in the mid lane. This is kind of my fault, to be fair. I mean, honestly, this Yone, I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's just walking around in our jungle, I think, like a headless chicken. He doesn't know what he's doing this game, but we won't talk about that. I thought that me and Xayah could definitely do a lot more work, but the Yasuo win will definitely stop a lot of Xayah's damage. I think Yone is getting completely caught out now in the jungle. I should probably roam a bit more. Not a bit more. I should probably roam now. Look at that Lilia sleep. Beautiful. Beautiful play there from the Lilia. Double sleep as well. I really want to get some Lilia content for you all as well, because Lilia is actually a pretty damn strong champion at the moment. Oh, this was the one. That's the one when I stopped the Diana ultimate. As soon as Diana comes in, I just use my ultimate and it just stops all the engage. And we get the double kill as well. That's a quick reaction time in there of being able to use the ultimate or you'll use the tornado when Diana's going to jump in. Because the thing is now with the tornado is that you can't reactivate your tornado anymore because of the rework. You kind of have to predict where the enemy is going to be or what abilities are going to be used when playing Janna. So it's kind of a case of, you know, is the enemy going to come towards you? Is the enemy going to flank you? Is the enemy going to try and dodge your tornado or anything like that? It's all of them things you have to take into consideration when playing Janna, because you have to make sure you kind of land these tornadoes and everything as well. I'm getting the Veil enchant as well for the Xayah, just in case she does get hit by any sort of crowd control. We are against a Leona this game, so Veil enchant is pretty good for me to kind of buff up the Diana, but yeah, Xayah went a bit too far by herself. Xayah kind of needs to stay with me this game, because Diana is still a champion that does a lot of burst damage. I mean, you just saw there. Like, Xayah was full HP and Diana just jumped in and just basically Xayah just got completely one shot. So Xayah does need to be a little bit careful this game. I still think we're in an okay spot. Like, we've made a few mistakes this game. I mean, it's by far not a flawless, completely flawless game. It's a really good game, but it's not flawless one, because I had that flashing bot side. I have the face check in mid, which unfortunately I kind of messed up. Overall, it's been pretty okay so far. You can see at the moment that I'm kind of just walking around trying to make sure that the team is kind of doing what they can. I'm kind of waiting for Xayah to hopefully come and help me here. Give the movement speed to the Xayah as well. Give her the shield. With the shield as well, you can also give the Xayah extra AD. Predict the tornado as well. So you see there, my positioning, I made sure that my tornado didn't hit the Yasuo wall, and that my positioning there was far enough to the left. I wasn't able to do anything. Another engage here where I'm able to completely stop set, and look at that. Oh, yeah. That prediction there was so clean by me. I want to go back and just watch this again. This prediction, by the way, was so clean. Really nice position there to make sure the tornado went onto the Yasuo and it didn't get blocked by the Yasuo tornado. I tried to knock out both the Leona and the Set, but Leona flashed away. Look at this. Set walks in. I use my ultimate. And look at this. I see the Diana. And I was like, Diana's going to jump in. As soon as Diana jumps in, it's the perfect time that my tornado went off. And Diana didn't even have enough time to ulti or use any of her other abilities. Such a crazy play. I think that's GG from there. Really, really strong game overall. I think this really shows that you could do a lot more with Janna than just peeling. You could do a lot more. It's not just about peeling with Janna. It's also about predicting. It's also about engaging. It's about making sure that you can try and stop all these engages from the enemy champions, which is kind of difference really. Sometimes you're not going to get good games with Janna because you can die pretty quickly, and if champions do get pretty fed on the enemy team, they can kind of one-shot you before you can use any abilities, like the Diana, for example. But I was lucky enough there that I predicted that. I saw the Diana, I thought she was going to jump in, and that's exactly what she did. She jumped in, and then she wasn't able to do anything else afterwards. Really, really nice game. Obviously, I'm not going to do a lot of damage. No surprise. 8,500 damage. No surprise there. They're the stats of the runes in the end as well. Glacial Augment, Rage triggered 17 times. Fun to life healing, 1,100, which is kind of nice. Bone plating, obviously pretty nice. Revitalize with the bonus healing and the bonus shielding. This also works well with Harmonic Echo as well, so this is also a pretty good rune. And then Transcendence as well with the ability haste that we're able to get with Transcendence. But overall, really, really strong game. Really showing, like I said, why Janna can be such an underrated pick and how she could be very, very strong. You know, she's strong against a lot of melee champions, which is pretty much what their comp is, you know, melee, 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 melee. If you're against a lot of melee champions, then Janna is a great pick because she can do so much with her tornadoes, with her ultimate, and with everything in between as well to be such a great carry. But hopefully you all enjoyed the gameplay, and hopefully you enjoyed this little rundown commentary of this game. If you enjoyed the content, as always, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next wild video. Peace.